Okay, we're back. We hath returned. All right. So 6 of Cups, 7 of Cups, 5 of Swords, the Star. I think they have their own things happening. Brianna, welcome back. Yeah, so everybody is staying at home, so the internet is taxed over here. So you're having a bit of internet things there. There we go. All right, we are back, by the way. That was weird, but it was on my side because the internet here is being taxed by everybody staying at home. So anyway, so they want to know, Kayla wants to know what M's reaction with my new love. I think M has, some stuff going on. I think they have their own thing happening. General Tyrant, Lakeisha, hello. Taylor Dane, welcome back. Everybody's back. Okay, Nancy, hello. All right, but I think they have their own items going on. They have their own things going on. I don't think they're that concerned about it. I don't really see it being that of a big deal. But, I think they'll have a little tinge of jealousy here and there, but overall, I don't think it's that big of a deal. So, it's definitely not something where they're just overly concerned about it or they're just going to be very upset about it or anything else. So if you're trying to make them jealous or whatnot, they have their own things happening. So I don't think it's going to be that bad of a thing. Anyway, Shaker Maker, welcome back. Sharmila, welcome back. All right, so now let's figure out about Brianna wants to know, do I self-sabotage? Let's find out. There's BS. Sabotage. Do I self-sabotage? Let's figure that out. Daughter's first pregnancy, has a grandbaby. There you go. John, thank you so much for your donation. I greatly appreciate it. Is Scorpio done with me or will she finally reconcile? Let's figure that out. All right. No need for jealousy. No, none at all. Do anything for reading. Therese wants to know, by the way, there is no list. Therese, donations take priority and then a pick at random. So it is, pretty much random and donations take priority because if you donated and I didn't give you a reading, you'd be pretty upset. So there you go. Anyway, by the way, we're doing the This Might Hurt Tarot for self-sabotage. Nothing says self-sabotage like the This Might Hurt Tarot. I'm just saying. It's a great self-sabotage. Will my job close for quarantine? House of Tarot. Well, Jocelyn, let's find out about that here in a minute. Got a couple ahead of you there. All right. Thank you for your donation. I greatly appreciate it. We have a bright green for St. Patty's Day. St. Patty's Day is in full swing up in here. Sunshiny Day. Hello. How's it going? Sunshiny Day. Let me know what your question is. All right. Thank you for your donation. I greatly appreciate it. Okay. So let's figure out about self-sabotage by the This Might Hurt Tarot, because nothing does say like that. Let's see. Yeah, so Sunshiny Day, let me know what your question is. I appreciate that. Your green screen is showing. Grump, that's because it's St. Patty's Day today. It's St. Patty's Day. I need to put a thing on here. Hang on. Let's do the ending soon screen. Let's put this Is it St. Patty's Day? There you go. Green for St. Patty's Day. I think I should make that red. What do you think? That should be red. Now that would be funny. Make it bright red. There you go. Green for St. Patty's Day. All right. Okay. So self-sabotage. The Knight of Wands says, I think that you are pretty critical sometimes. I think, not all the time. I think sometimes you're pretty critical. I think you're sort of comparing yourself against some other people occasionally. So you'd be like, I want to do this, but I don't think that I'm good at it because I didn't do good at it in this particular thing. So, one of those things to where you don't really self-sabotage, you just sort of compare yourself against other people instead of comparing yourself to yourself. So if you have made great strides and you're making, Kimberly Red, hello, how's it going? Shiraz Shoemaker, thank you for your donation. Let me know what your question is. Or did you post your question up there? Let me know. And Sunshiny Day, let me know what your question is as well. Okay, Sunshiny Day, let me know already. So Shiraz, let me know your question. Thank you so much for your donation, by the way. So I think that you're comparing yourself with other people, not a bit of self-sabotage, just making a bit unrealistic sometimes as you try to sort of fit in as well as that. As well as I think some of your internal communication sometimes is not optimal, right? So if you do something bad, instead of saying, well, you know, I did something bad this time, but let me correct it. Let me be, you know, a little bit better and things like that. Nancy, thank you so much for your donation. I greatly appreciate it. So instead of just saying, okay, I'll do better next time, let me work on it, let me fix the problem, etc. I think sometimes you're like, oh, you know, I'm so stupid, or, you know, whatever. So sort of getting in that internal talk, fixed, and not being hard on yourself ever, you know, just say, hey, people make mistakes. This is what happens. Let's move on with everything. The Five of Pentacles, I think you do worry about money sometimes. So worrying about money because, you know, you're in between the jobs, you're worried about money, you're sort of concerned about it. And maybe it's a bit too much worry, or maybe a bit of an unrealistic worry. So I think that you have multiple opportunities with jobs, making money, getting money in. I don't really see creating money or creating wealth is a big issue for you. I think that you're pretty good with getting that and getting that manifested. I don't think that's going to be a problem at all. So if you're afraid of being broke, if you're afraid of not going to have the money for this or that, I think that you have the potential to earn that. You have a lot of talents, and you have a lot of skills, and you have a lot of availability of those in order to earn and to be the self that you really want to be. The Queen of Wands and the Five of Cups. Maybe sometimes you rely too much on love relationships as something that could make you happy, or something that could be fulfilling for you, which is true, obviously, but you know, you don't need that in your life in order to be fulfilled, or to find your course, or to find where you need to go in your life. I think that that's a nice bonus to have somebody there. Kimberly, thank you so much for your donation. I greatly appreciate it. But that's just one of the cases to where you can still go through that, and having a relationship is a nice bonus, but you really don't need that. You really don't absolutely need that to be happy and to be content and to move on with your life and get self-satisfaction of everything you do. So anyway, so there's your self-sabotage. Let me know if any of that rings true. Let me know any feedback you got from that. It's videos how to read tarot. He has videos on how to read tarot. Indeed, I do. Indeed, I do. Thank you. Well, a lot of questions. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate it. Is Scorpio done with me? Marby, welcome. Hey, how you doing? All right. Is Scorpio done with me, or will she finally reconcile? Let's find out. JK, is Scorpio done with me, or finally reconcile? Okay, figured that out. TTV, welcome. Hey, how are you doing? Welcome to St. Patty's Day. We got to use green decks today. So we are going to use the Forest of Enchantment, because that's how we roll. That's how we roll here. Green on green. Green on green, and more green, and even more green is how we roll. Not really sure we can have anything. Oh, and even more green. Even more green. All right, let's check this out. See about the old Scorpio, and are they done with you? Or what exactly is going to happen here? Because this could go interesting. We got green, and more green, and more green, and more green. Oh, we got a bottle cap that's green too. There we go. All right. Can we fit it in frame? Yeah, we can. There we go. That is a whole lot of green. All right. Move all about that. Haven't seen you in a while? Okay. So is the Scorpio done with you? Heidi, thank you so much for your donation. I greatly appreciate it. Your internal bullies do quite a bit. Relations or feel it. Okay, cool. The Weaver of Challenges, the Scorpio done with me, where they finally reconcile. Four of Spells, the Eight of Boon. I think they're willing to work with you for reconciliation, but I think they have some unrealistic expectations as far as how the reconciliation will go. Okay, so I think that their version of a reconciliation. Annie Law, hello, how's it going? So good for you to join us. Thank you. I think that their version of a reconciliation is different than your version of a reconciliation. I think that you two have a different style or a different type of what kind of goals or what kind of progress that you're looking for. In other words, your happy reconciliation, I don't think, is their happy reconciliation. And this can be sort of a problem because we have a disconnect as far as how that goes, right? I think one of the things they're willing to do is sort of hold out as long as possible until that you agree to their terms. I think that they have exact terms that they want you to agree with and they want you to move forward with before they're going to be able to happy and be content with how everything is sort of going, right? And that's going to be sort of an issue because if you don't agree with that, and I don't think that you do, then they're going to sort of hold out forever if that's what it takes in order to get this done. It's going to be a sort of a big deal as far as trying to get back with them because you're going to have to meet all their demands. They have a lot of demands they want met, and they're not willing to work with you very much to get those done, right? They're willing to hold out so the demands are met, and until that time, they're not really going to reconcile. So if you're saying, are they done with you? No, I actually think that they're willing to reconcile, but you're going to have to, you have to submit to all of their demands. And I don't think that you want to. I don't think that that's something that you sort of want to dive into, fully dive into yet. So again, if you're willing to work with them, I don't think they're going to be good with the negotiation. I don't think they're going to be able to move with you and to be with you the way that you think that they could be, but that's just, my opinion based upon the cards. I think that you'll continue trying. I think that you will continue trying to fix it. And I just don't think that you're going to, unless you just are willing to just be like, throw in the towel and just say, here's everything that you want. Until you're at that point, you're going to have issues. And I think that you're going to keep working, though. You're just going to keep working at it and working at it and working at it. And you're going to be like, there has to be a way in. There has to be a fix. There has to be some movement I can take or something I can do to reconcile it. And I don't think it's just going to happen. But they are willing to reconcile if you meet their terms. So if that's going to be up to you if you want to do that or not, I don't think, I just don't think that it's going to be something you're willing to do. But if you're really, sort of in that zone to where you're just like, the relationship takes priority over everything else. I want to move into that and I want to submit to these terms, then I think it could work out. But it sort of comes down to you. How important is it? How important is it to you to keep that going? So, it's sort of a personal decision there. House O Tarot, hot, heal over time. Will my job close for quarantine? I just misspelled quarantine, even though it's spelled for me correctly because House of Tarot knows how to spell. But me, not so much. Not so much. All right, the Light Seer's Tarot is sort of green. That's got some green in it. We do have quite a bit of green here. Quite a bit of green. It is green overload. Natasha loves the green. Thank you for joining, Natasha. Hanging out with the green. It's the green stream. It is the green stream. All right. She's very stubborn. Yeah, unfortunately. So you're just going to have to sort of make that decision, but they're willing to go with it. They're willing to go forth and do, with the relationship, you're going to have to submit. Is that important to you? That's going to be a very, very personal decision at some point, right? All right. Need answers. Everybody needs answers tonight. Everybody's quarantined. Speaking of quarantine, what are we doing with a quarantine here? So what is a good tarot cards that would indicate quarantine? I've never really, I've never been in this situation where I need some tarot cards that indicate quarantine, but I'm willing to find out. So let's take a look at these cards right after, right after we change this to green. Right after we change that to green. There we go. All right. So what are we doing? The Wheel of Fortune, day-to-day activities continue on. A couple of people, that is so interesting. A couple of people have decisions to make. Let's see what their decisions are. this is definitely a time to sort of roll out all of these extras here and find out what is happening. So, Four of Swords, quarantine, and the Hermit. There you go. The Four of Swords, yeah, exactly. The quarantine, and then the quarantine lifts a bit, and then the layoffs happen. So let's see. All right. So Wheel of Fortune, I think they're trying to make you still come in. They're trying to make you come in, and let's see. The Celtic Tarot, the Druid crap. There you go. They're trying to make you come in. And the Wheel of Fortune says they want to keep day-to-day activities going. And day-to-day activities going means that you need to come in. I think they're very stringent upon that. But I think that they definitely need to sort of reevaluate that. And then over time, they start reevaluating that from pressure from management above, right? We got two knights, we got a king and a knight and a page. I think that the king, somebody in charge, actually disseminates information that says we need to go into quarantine. Yeah, talking about Nine of Wands as a defensive measure or a barrier. They want a barrier between you and them, right? The social distance. They want that barrier. That Nine of Wands sort of gives that barrier in between you and them, so you don't cough or sneeze or puke or whatever on them. So, you know, they're protected from that. And she's got the light, and she's all protected from that. So the Four of Swords says quarantine, yes. Will your job close for quarantine? Yes, the Four of Swords, like everyone's saying. The Seven of Pentacles, I think they're going to try to come out of it as soon as they can, though. I don't think they like the quarantine. I really don't think they do. But they get the king. Management says you need to quarantine, and here we go with the quarantine. Seven of Pentacles, planting seeds and getting it to grow up. I think what's going to happen here is they're going to try to get you out of quarantine as soon as possible. Okay. All right, here we go. I'm going out on a limb here. Going out on a limb here with two factors. By the way, entertainment purposes only. I think that they're going to quarantine some people and not quarantine others. I think they're going to have a cycle. So during this week, certain people are quarantined. During the other week, other people are quarantined. And I think they're going to try that out. It's not going to work out very well, but they're going to try it out anyway. So I think that they're going to try to do it in cycles.